Hello, everybody. Perez Hilton here, joined by Gia Gunn, and I am so excited, genuinely, for many reasons. First and foremost, you're the first Drag Race alum that I have spoken to on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, I feel so honored.
And I have so much I want to know. But first, I will say what excites me about this, in addition to everything, is we'll learn more about you, but hopefully maybe also learn more about the show and about issues, and just learn and
Issues. We
and-
like the issues.
yeah, and smile too. So when preparing for this, like, I don't know why, but one of the first questions that popped into my mind, Gia is trans. A lot of...
Because trans is who we are, drag is what we do.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, I was going to ask, like, can you or are you a trans woman who can also identify as a drag queen?
Well, I think honestly nowadays you can be whatever it is that you want to do. And RuPaul's Drag Race has definitely, shown us that and made it okay to be whatever it is that you want. As far as I can remember, my very first drag performer was actually indeed a full trans woman. So
who is that?
My idea of drag, you know what? It was back in Chicago, and it was actually my drag mom, who no longer does drag, but her name is Alyssa Gunn.
Oh.
Not Alyssa Edwards, but Alyssa Gunn.
Sure.
A lot of people
Yeah.
think, but they don't really know the history, which is fine. But back in Chicago, I grew up around all trans women who did drag.
Yeah.
And of course, then I got introduced to the drag community through, getting more immersed into the gay world. And of course, Drag Race obviously really immersed me into, drag on a professional level. But I think there's a lot of confusion nowadays. It's like we have bio queens, we have gender non-conforming.
Bio queen? What is that?
Cisgender biological woman who
Okay.
also
Okay.
participates in the art of drag.
Okay, there we go.
So,
and that's what they're being called now?
Bio queen is the exact
I
title.
love this. You see, I'm learning already.
Yeah, well, I am learning too, It's like there's so many different identities and gender identities and ways of identifying that are created each and every single day within the community. And, for me, as someone who's now converting into an activist for my community, it's so important that I stay educated and open to all of these different ways of identifying.
Well, and what's great too is that as time goes on, culture changes, and what maybe was in the past acceptable maybe isn't so much anymore.
Sure.
Like using the T word, which gay men used to, and maybe some still do, refer to each other in a not a negative way.
Oh, you mean tranny?
Well, I didn't want to say I didn't want to say it.
Well, honestly, I'm that trans girl who I'm very comfortable with who I am.
Are you upset if a gay guy says that to another gay guy that's not trans?
No, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're just terms. And if you know who you are and you're confident in that, there's not really any words or any way of approaching me that's going to make me feel uncomfortable, because I know who I am. I'm a trans woman of Japanese American descent, and that's it. Tranny, transvestite. I mean, these words, honestly, have been around for years. And I feel the only way that you can get offended is if you are insecure about who you are.
Well, transvestite, you wouldn't be offended if somebody called you that?
Well, absolutely, because I'm not a transvestite. But we do all fall under this transgender umbrella, including drag queens, because they're technically cross-dressers. You know what I mean? And cross-dressing is not the art of, that's the drag, but it is the, action of somebody dressing up in the opposite sex, of clothing.
I love that you said that you've, taken on this role of being an activist. Another trans activist that's well known is Caitlyn Jenner.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on her?
Well, I think she's more of a trans icon.
You would say she's a trans icon?
Well, she's somebody that is in the public eye who is openly trans. I just wouldn't call her so much an activist because she's not that active within our community.
Well, she claims to be,
mean?
or wants to be, or tries to be.
Well, I think you see a lot of people have this bad habit of always turning to trans women to advocate for their community or to talk about their transition or to be activists, and then we all kind of point fingers and call it different things when people aren't completing their duties. But for me, as a trans woman, transgender people don't really transition to step outside and say, oh, well, I was born a man, or, oh, I'm transgender. I don't think me or any of my other brothers or sisters really transition for that. We transition for our own happiness. And then some of us,
and what that means is different to every trans person.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I've learned too. I follow a lot of people. Well, it's my job.
Yeah.
I watched this video recently that Gigi Gorgeous made, and in that video, I was really blown away that how much she revealed. You've revealed that you're going to be undergoing gender confirmation surgery later this year. That's the term?
No.
It's not gender?
For me, gender confirmation is...
What's
really,
the term
is
then?
really changing your genitalia. So I personally am just doing breast implants.
Okay.
So it's really just me doing, breast
implant
surgery. But, I guess you could kind of... The thing is, for me, I don't need surgery to confirm my gender. So when people say gender confirmation, it's more like, for me personally, that's like you changing your original genitalia to now confirming your gender, because so many people are so...
That is what that means then.
For me personally.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm just doing boob implants. It's time. I raised, a good amount of money. My supporters and fans, worldwide and in London, they really, really, hopped on and supported me. So it's going to happen, next month. And I'm nervous and excited at the same time. And, a little bit scared because I've never literally had surgery before. Have you had surgery before?
I had LASIK.
Okay.
That's nothing
the
compared to that. Yeah.
But I guess it's like anything else. You just don't really know what to expect. But I just know that I'm ready for this next step.
Well, I just love people doing things that will make them happier.
Yeah.
And I also love following people. There was another YouTuber named Jordan Volnez, whom I was following back before he was back when Jordan was a he, and it was fascinating because Jordan underwent facial feminization surgery.
Okay.
It's like hardcore stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
Very hardcore.
So, but you do what will make you happy, and I love that. Follow your happiness, because life is damn short.
And a lot of people, I think they misconstrue the transgender experience or transgender journey as to being wanting to simulate like a biological male or female. And although for some of us that is a goal, for others that's not a goal. And I continue to fight for those that are fine just as is and accept themselves authentically with or without surgery, maybe appearing more or less than the gender that they identify as. But honestly, transgender is a state of mind, and being transsexual is a state of being. So when you see people that are all, surged out and just completely appearing to be super passable, is the term that we use, not all of those people at heart and mind are truly transgender, if you ask me. And there's a big difference for me personally. There's a big difference between somebody embodying, a man or a woman through their heart and through their energy and through their soul versus breath, hair, highlighters, and feminine clothing. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference.
We're going to get to your music because you released a new song recently. But
sure did.
We got to talk about Drag Race first. And I have a little bit of history with the show.
Oh, okay. Tell me. So do I.
Yes, I know. I think they're still upset at me over this. You
wouldn't be the first one. Nor the last.
A long time ago, they used to do the show differently than they do now.
Oh, yeah.
They would only film one reveal at the end, the winner.
Yes.
Now, at the very end, they film multiple versions, so the winner doesn't know who wins.
Correct. Nobody knows.
back in the day, I found out who won,
Oh my God, you did?
and
you exploited
and
them.
I spoiled. No, I spoiled it.
What season was that?
I think it was Raja's season.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Okay.
Wasn't she like the second one or third?
Yes. Season 3, I think.
Yeah,
she was.
season 3. So
Yeah.
I posted about it on my website, and then Michelle Visage and I ended up doing Celebrity
Oh.
Big Brother in the UK,
Uh-huh.
and she confronted me about that.
Oh.
Saying how awful it was for me to do that to my own community and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And my response to her was, I would do it again. It's
Well-
not my fault somebody couldn't keep a secret.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
mean,
job.
Y'all should be monitoring and really keeping a harness on people and
Yeah.
really putting you guys through the metal detectors if it is that serious. Now, I will say, because I was on a show in Santiago, Chile, called The Switch 2, which is the Chilean version of Drag Race, which just aired a
wow.
couple months ago.
Were you a judge?
I
the
was
host?
not. I was actually a contestant.
You were.
And you
Oh,
know what? They
wow.
actually spoiled our season too. Just some, person that was there in the audience. They just, leaked the photo. And you know what? It kind of sucked.
Did you end up
but
winning that one?
I didn't.
Oh, but it aired already. You said. Oh.
Rigged. Rigged.
Wait, isn't that all reality TV? Isn't it all
Well,
rigged?
You know what? As I'm becoming more experienced in the reality television area, I am seeing that. And it is a little bit, depressing, but what can you do? I mean, welcome to Hollywood.
I mean,
right?
and also
So-
in a show like Drag Race or a show like The Apprentice when it was on,
Yes.
it's just so subjective. I mean, RuPaul could really decide for
Whatever
any
she
reason.
wants.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Are you and Ru on good terms these days?
You know what? To be honest, I really don't have a connection with her. I have seen her in passing. I have
You'll
seen
say
her
hi?
at DragCon. She says hi, but I also know that I'm one out of many. And let's be honest, it's life. We all have our favorites.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I'm not one of those favorites, that's okay. She's been respectful to me in passing. And that's kind of all that I have to say.
I blank on the name, but somebody, who was it?
Pearl.
You read my mind. Pearl recently came out saying how RuPaul was so cold, and on the first day of filming, Pearl went up and was complimenting RuPaul, and RuPaul said if it's not on camera, it doesn't happen or whatever. Do you believe that? Did you have a similar experience?
I did.
You did?
I did. She's very dismissive in a way when you're on the show. So when you're not on film, she's actually looking down or face toward the corner. She makes no eye contact with any of the contestants whatsoever unless there is a camera on. And I think that's simply professionalism because she doesn't want to insinuate any favoritism that's notable, obviously,
Okay.
by making eye contact.
So you're not
or
saying it's a
words.
bad thing?
Well, for what's a bad thing is that everybody that supports the show thinks that we're all kumbaya and oh my God, how's RuPaul and oh, what do you guys talk about and what did you guys eat at lunch? And it's kind of like, well, you hardly ever talk to her. You don't ever really get to sit next to her and have a moment. And if you do try to have a moment, you're kind of shot down. And it is a little bit heartbreaking, but at the same time, I understand that she's there to fulfill a job, and that job is not to be my best friend or to tell me how beautiful I look. But you would just think with a show like Drag Race that represents love and unity and inclusion and acceptance that, Mother Ru would have a little bit more of a warmer vibe or a little bit more of a, motherly feel. Even if it's fake, turn it on for me and just thrill me, Well, but she doesn't even do that, which I, as a professional, I respect as well.
Michelle Visage comes across harsh on that show.
She does.
Off camera, is it the same vibe with her?
You know what? Me and Michelle actually, we started off good, I think, and then there was a moment where I felt a little bit of cold air from her. I would see her at DragCon and stuff, and she would kind of just like not really say anything to me and just kind of give me that cold shoulder. Again, we have favorites. So if I'm not one of those favorites, I can accept that. But there's nothing wrong with being pleasant. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, after all these Emmys and all this recognition, sweetie, there wouldn't be any of this if it weren't for us queens that are traveling the world, fucking flight to hotel to nightclub to next, that are kind of making us all go around. So I think it's nice to acknowledge those that are also in this with you. But me and her.
But that's not reality.
That's not reality.
Meaning, there's now so many people that have done the show.
Oh, we're like 100.
Yeah, there's so many. Not all of you are going to get along either.
No.
Like, a lot of
and that's
talking
okay,
smack.
You know? But I think where the disconnect is, Perez, is really just, it's turned into a business for myself, for Michelle, for Ru, for the pit crew, for everybody that's on that show.
Luckily,
thankfully,
yeah.
right? Because, bitch, if you ain't getting paid, what are we doing?
Do you have health insurance?
You know? Well, not through them.
But you got it on your own.
I do.
Amen.
I do.
Good.
It's part of growing up and stepping that pussy up. But which Drag Race did for me. So you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, like they say, it's not Ru's best friend race. It's literally your race. You make it to the end on your own. And if people are there to applaud you and help you and give you a pat on the shoulder and say, good job, great. If not, that's perfectly fine too.
You know, I know a lot of people that have applied to be on the show, people who I think are amazing.
Yeah.
And shockingly have not made it on the show.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Maybe Ru has her favorites.
Well,
do you remember like your audition? Because they make you do like a hardcore audition tape, and
they do.
It's not an easy process. Is there anything you can recall that you did that maybe like that's what got me on the show? Any tips you can give anybody who wants to be on that might help them?
To be completely honest, for me, Drag Race now has nothing to do with drag. It has everything to do with you and your personality and how fucking crazy, cuckoo, cunt you can be. Because it's a TV show.
Yeah.
They're looking for TV personalities, feelings, emotions, feels, not just looks. Although they had plenty of look queens.
You probably shouldn't be too old either.
Yeah, but I mean, you also can't be too young. I mean, I do think you have to be over the age of 21. And they're really just looking for people to really turn it up. And each season it gets fiercer and fiercer, and there's more and more controversies and dramas and looks and this and that. And, you know, it's like you got to top the last season. And so I feel I only tried out once.
And that one time
and that
you got
one
it.
time I made it on because, to be honest with you, I didn't really want to be on the show. And
maybe that's what it takes.
And I didn't. Well, what that means is that I was just myself. I wasn't trying to be all this and that, and you know, I was literally just being myself. And I believe if you are yourself, you'll get on the show. If you're meant to be on Drag Race. But please believe, 2019 is right around the corner. Drag Race is not the only, you know, gateway to heaven.
No, I mean, social media lets you do a ton without it.
Yes, and there's so many things that are bouncing off of Drag Race now that, stay tuned.
Well, you've gone and done a lot since the show.
I have.
You've done that other show in Chile.
Yeah.
You've just released another song.
I did.
La China Más Latina.
Yes, I did.
You're from Chicago, and
from Chicago.
Your family's originally from Japan.
They're
back in the day. No.
They're actually from back in the day.
They're
actually from America. So I'm fourth generation.
Fourth generation. Okay.
So my parents are third, which means my grandparents.
So you're American.
Were born here. But
what I wanted to get at, where did you learn Spanish along the way?
So when I was 5 years old, I met my very best friend, Iris Rosales, and we just clicked. We're best friends till this very day.
Aww.
And I just hung out with her and her family so much, and went to the quinceañeras and the bautismos and the this and the that and the bodas, and I was just so Latina, you know. We didn't have Japanese language being spoken in my house, and I'm really into culture. I love Latin culture, so Me enamoré de la primera vez, you know?
Wow.
And it just stuck with me. And then actually I took it in school.
Okay.
So that really helped me learn to be more grammatically correct and learn to read and write. And then when I started my drag career, I actually started with the Latin community in Chicago. So that obviously had a great influence. And then obviously going to Chile and filming that show, I was there for 6 months.
6 months?
Yes, so I was literally like...
That also must have helped too.
Girl, I mean, I was doing everything in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, asking for food, asking for men, asking for fucking just, you know... If I couldn't say it in Spanish, I couldn't survive. So, you know, it was...
They don't speak much English there?
They don't. No speak English. So it was a great opportunity for me to become more fluent and just to, you know, brush up on my Spanish. And now, soy la china más latina.
And the song is out now. The music video is out now. You had a special guest with you in the song and video.
Yes, I did. Miss Alaska Thunderfuck, the winner.
I thought it was just rebranded. I thought it was just Alaska.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I was asking you.
Well,
she's still going by the yeah. You know.
Anyway, y'all know who she is. Go check it out. It's on my YouTube, Gia Gunn Entertainment. It's fabulous. You know, I really think I struggled for so many years being Japanese and just really embraced in my culture, because I also studied Japanese classical dance from the age of 5 to 17.
Wow.
Which is, you know, the dance form found in kabuki theater, so the white faces with the kimonos and all the dramatic stuff. And, you know, it was always such a big thing, like, oh, well, how are you Asian? Like, how do you speak Spanish? And I always felt like people were being so, like, inquisitive and a little, like, I don't know, I guess I was a little ashamed of owning that, you know, because it's not normal, whatever.
Well, actually,
normal
in Chile, isn't there a large Japanese population?
I think you're thinking more Peru, but
Peru.
yes, there's a large...
Or maybe not Chile. I think Fujimori was the president there, wasn't he? Maybe... Alberto Fujimori. Was that Peru?
You know what?
I don't know.
I'm not a history person, but sure.
Around there.
And
they're neighboring countries.
You know, so I just always grew up, like, you know, speaking Spanish. And once I started doing drag, I kind of lost the whole Japanese side because I wanted to do the death drops and the sequins and the, you know, blend in and do what all the other cool kids were doing, you know? But obviously, since accepting myself as, you know, being trans and coming forward with my truth, and just becoming so much more comfortable with who I am now as a person and owning it, I thought, well, what better way than to vocally express myself? Because, you know, I'm not a singer, but vocally express myself and visually also, with the music video, just show people who I am. And I think hopefully that'll shut some people up from asking me so many damn questions. Pero ¿por qué habla bastante español y te ve bien china? ¿Y por qué? And it's just like, well, girl, just get into it, you know? Like, it's 2019. You can be whatever it is you want to do, speak whatever language, and just be you, you know?
Are you working on more music now?
So I haven't decided. I'm kind of just waiting to see how this goes over. So far, so good. You know, we got, you know, 500,000 views in, you know, just a couple weeks. So I really put my heart and soul into this thing. Music is not something I'm truly passionate about, but it's a good way to connect with your fans and also just, you know, have something fun out there for people to kind of hang on to, and we'll see where it takes me.
But what do you really want to be doing? I mean, we have some alums from the show that are doing everything. I forget, who was it? One of them is just coming out with a makeup line.
They're all coming out.
Alyssa's doing a TV show with Netflix. Are you going to be on that? You're really good friends with her, right?
We were.
Oh, you're not anymore? Oh, I missed that memo.
We were. Actually, there was a whole scandal on my Instagram today about this, actually, because my actual drag mom, Alyssa Gunn,
yes,
she is now running to be on the cover of Inked magazine as the first openly trans woman. And so I put a post up and I was like, I know you guys aren't very familiar with this woman, but she is actually the person that gave me my start. Please go and vote. And somebody commented on there and was like, but isn't Alyssa Edwards your mom? And it turned into this whole thing, and people were jumping down each other's throats, and Alyssa Gunn got offended and was like, "Oh, girl,
goodness.
how dare you? Like,
Oh,
I'm the
offended
real
at you?
mother."
No.
Just at the poor girl that was commenting, and so I actually had to erase it because it just caused way too much drama. But I did shoot it in there. I did say, Alyssa Gunn is my actual mother. Alyssa Edwards and the House of Edwards for me was just a phase. And that is something that I'm going to be honest. This is the very first time I'm ever openly talking about this.
I
so
like
please
honesty.
Feel honored. But the House of Edwards is honestly that thing of Shangela, Alyssa, Laganja, and then towards the end there myself. It's truly fallen apart.
Not Shangela.
Shangela and Alyssa have stayed together.
Yeah.
Me and Laganja are now our own thing,
You're like a duo now?
Well, we actually, to be honest, that is even actually was a phase too. We were Team Too Much for a while, and now we're just kind of doing our own thing. But, people only know what they're shown before you tell them. And so the House of Edwards was a great opportunity. Alyssa, gave me a lot of opportunities, starting really with the VMAs with Miley Cyrus. That's kind of what really started everything. Simple. Shangela wasn't able to, make a big performance. And so Alyssa was like, Laganja, I know your girl. She's your girl. Let's, bring her in for an audition. And I made it. And so we did a few things together. But it didn't last that long, because I don't think in this world of stars, there can't be too many. And some of us don't like it when others are possibly outshining us, or there's this possible opportunity of being outshined. And so actually we no longer are that close, but we're certainly very supportive of each other.
That's
I'm so happy for Alyssa and her show, but me appearing on that show is unless they got like a B-roll of me or something and I don't know about it.
It ain't happening.
I will not be on there. But the House of Edwards is actually, something that Alyssa created and really exists in Texas.
Yeah.
Where she lives. And it's like this house of like 30 little Latin kids, because, down there in Dallas, it's all Latin. And, she's the mother Edwards, and they all bow down to her. And, some of them live with her in her House of Edwards that she has now gotten. Congratulations. And it's great. And I think...
Well, you got to start your own house now.
Yeah, girl, fuck a house. I need my own house, okay? And I'm the only queen in that house. But,
all right.
But yeah, I think it's great. It serves a purpose. And like I said, there's no hard feelings. It is just what it is. And nobody's really come forward to talk about this because I think, we have all these people that follow us and really look to us for, this place of support and love, and it's hard to break it to people when, what, sweetie, the love ain't there no more, okay? But the respect is. And that's so important that people understand.
Well, at least it's not like a bitter, nasty breakup.
No, I mean,
people follow.
Sure, maybe some people are bitter, but I'm certainly not, because I'm here living my truth, and please believe, God will bless me with those opportunities that I'm meant to have.
Amen. Has being on the show helped your dating life? Are people like sliding into your DMs?
Honey, the only thing they're sliding into is... No, let me say. The only thing, to be honest with you, so I actually really struggled with dating after being on Drag Race because I was obviously male presenting. I saw myself as a gay male at the time, but other people always saw me as a woman. And so gay guys, especially nowadays, and especially in Chicago, in the Midwest, I think kind of everywhere, I take that back. Gay guys like other men. I mean, that's kind of what being gay is to men or women in a relationship. And so I always felt myself kind of like throwing myself at these gay guys and just kind of like, look at me, I'm a boy. Like, like even when I was out of drag, even though I was most happiest as a girl or dressed up, when I was a boy, I was like really trying to be a boy, but I think people just didn't get that energy. And so I really struggled for a long time, I fucked around with fans and stuff like that, or be at a meet and greet and be like, sweetie, go stand for me over there, okay? Just wait. And, that's kind of the life that we live. Since coming out as trans, though, to be honest, now, I mean, the dick don't stop coming, and now the gay boys are actually like, yeah, maybe they're asking me what kind of concealer I have on, or, if they can try on my heels. But to be honest, now my dating life is, it's not super existent, just because
at the moment
I have so many things that I'm doing and figuring out, and I'm not really in one place enough to actually have somebody to date.
Sure you can.
So,
they can be your assistant.
We just kind of have, well, that works for some.
It
I
does.
love these Drag Race girls who literally travel the world with their boyfriends, and their boyfriends, zip them up and pin their hair in and clean them up and get them to the night. That's beautiful. But for me, I'm really focusing on just being an independent woman and focusing on what makes me happy and just being open, Since transitioning, I've become a lot more open also, like with just my sexuality and exploring options and just, yeah, being open, even to those little nasty DMs. You never know. I mean, all it takes is one person to really love you or to change your world, and
yeah.
Baby, I'm still here waiting for that one person.
I know, slide into my DMs too. Very single.
What is the most craziest DM you've ever got?
I don't get them.
You don't?
No, I really don't. My readers are predominantly female, so I get mostly women just sending me stuff.
And oh, really?
Yeah. But I love you, ladies.
Oh, well, we love women.
Yes.
So no gay guys?
Rarely. I mean, every once in a while, but it'll be like, oh, have you seen this? Have you heard this?
What do you think that's about?
Oh, that's another time.
Intimidation?
People don't know me. They know the
They know
I have
character.
drag. I'm in drag too.
Yeah.
Like literally, I wouldn't wear this
I mean, you guys
normally.
can't see it, but she's got on full-on Louboutin
I got my
don.
pink boots on. I'm wearing a leather jacket. This is a very Perez look.
I love it, though.
Thank you. I mean, this is also me.
But I don't see you as, like, over the top.
Not even that. It's just, I don't know. I think gay men are embarrassed by me a lot or ashamed of me. It's not like I'm Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen probably gets tons of D all the time.
Okay. Well,
I'm not.
What's he doing?
He's on TV.
Okay.
If I was on TV, I'd probably be getting a good amount of D.
Yeah.
TV
But
makes
people
everybody
certainly know
hotter
who
or
you
more
are.
appealing. Yeah, but I'm not on television,
Sure.
and I'm still me and what I do, and I gotta go to therapy.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Well, thank you so much. We've covered so much ground, spilled so
you.
much tea. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you tuned in and are still watching. We've talked for over 30 minutes. You're amazing. Appreciate you so much. Make sure you follow Gia all across social media. Make sure you stream or actually download the song if you still do that. And have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment, and share. Bye.
Bye.